What's up, guys? E3 2019. Right now, I'm speaking with Aron Drayer. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Always during E3.
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Good to see you.
Is it good to
Thank
see you
so
too,
much for
man?
coming by.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, talk to me about the latest. The announcement is the new A50s. Those are out. They look amazing, and we're going to be chatting about that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're excited. This is the 4th generation of A50 that we've made, so this is a product that we've been doing for a while, and I think it was time for an update. I think the biggest thing we've seen shift in the space has been this move in gaming towards spatial audio.
Right.
You look at Windows Sonic, you look at Dolby Atmos. Right, these are technologies that are really changing the way that audio is perceived by gamers.
Right.
Suddenly now, instead of it being channel-based and it just being in a circle around you, suddenly it's a whole sphere, and it's really, Dolby Atmos, Windows Sonic, they're rendered on the fly, much like a game engine.
Yeah.
So it's really always being updated, and the level of immersion and depth of 3D spatial is so much better for gaming.
Absolutely.
Especially for the kind of games that our gamers play, a lot of first-person shooters especially. Yeah. It's so accurate. So really retuning this product to be a great spatial audio product is really at the core of why we did this.
Okay, so some of the major changes that I noticed immediately is the bass.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
Let's
the
talk
bass,
about that.
bass definitely was an interesting trial for us last time because we, original A50s just had hangers.
Right.
We felt like it needed a place to live. We made the first base station. I think the biggest thing we learned was or the biggest complaint we had maybe was about docking.
Okay.
I think size is always an issue. People want something small, so we were able to shrink it down.
Right.
But I think we also made something that now fits into the base a lot better. So the charging operation, making sure you've really got it in there.
Stronger magnets.
Absolutely, all of that, just the whole way the thing is shaped, it sits in there a lot more nicely,
Yeah.
Which is good. I think it also just looks better sitting on your console or around your gaming setup. And then we're actually giving more information back to the user too. So we added more lights and more information to it, so you now know what EQ profile mode you're in,
Yeah.
and Dolby on off, and you get a bunch of other things from information, battery
Right.
status information from it as well. So
Battery life is how much?
yeah, so
right
battery
now?
life is up. That's actually tied to one of the other big changes that we made in this product, which is to the wireless radio. So the wireless technology that we had in the previous generations was 5.8 gigahertz, which has a lot of advantages, but also has some shortcomings, especially in kind of interference, because 5.8 is a shorter spectrum, so it's more susceptible to interference. And I think even though we think everyone's using this in their gigantic house, sitting on their couch 40 feet away from their TV, the
Right.
truth is a lot of people are using these in environments that are apartments,
Close
and dorm
proximities,
rooms
yeah.
that are actually in close proximity, and a lot of times they have wireless routers and cell phones and other people's wireless routers all around them. So the 5.8 was definitely, in some noisy environments, was susceptible to interference. The
Right.
2.4 radio that we've updated in this now is longer range, lower battery draw, so the battery length, back to your original question, is up to about 15 hours now. But overall, it's much less susceptible to interference as well. So
Okay.
it's a much more rock-solid, drop-free connection.
Okay, so official spec for the amount of feet is it 30 plus?
I think we're listing it actually at 40.
At 40 plus?
It always varies depending, again, on how noisy your room is
Right.
and how much line of sight you have.
Yeah.
But it's in that 30 to 40 feet range, and it's definitely, I think, comfortable for anyone's gaming setup that we tested it in, that's for sure.
Very cool. So headband, any changes in the headband? I know you did carve out the sides.
Yep.
And you closed the aluminum.
A little bit of an update to the whole look of it. I think originally A50s were really just the wireless brother or sister of the A40.
Right.
I think we pushed the designs a little bit further apart now to make something that feels a little more premium and contemporary for a home product,
Right.
versus our A40, which is really that tournament product that you're using at an esports event.
Absolutely.
So it's a little more modern, change the shapes a little bit. A lot of that gets driven by comfort too.
Right.
I think our headsets really are, the most comfortable things to use if you're doing a long Destiny raid or something like that, and you're
Absolutely.
really getting into it and gaming for a long period of time. Comfort is so important. So the shape adjustments also were about really trying to get to something that was super comfortable. The headset's actually a little bit lighter than the
Yeah,
previous
I was just going
generation.
to touch on that. Yeah,
A
absolutely.
little bit lighter, and then we reshaped some of the headband and fit elements to make sure that they were even more comfortable, I guess, than the previous ones we made.
Yeah, it's really nice. And also the mic. Any changes on the mic? Up front?
Yep. So a lot of tuning to the mic. one of the great advantages of having Logitech behind us now on a corporate side of things, that they have some incredible audio engineering on their side. So they really took a look at the whole audio profile of the headset, the new drivers that they retuned, and then really looked hard at the microphone.
Right.
Microphones are so hard because everybody's different. How loud you talk, how close your mouth is to it, how loud your environment is.
Absolutely.
All those things can be variables. So we retuned the mic and made it sound a lot better. But we also still have our Astro Command Center software, and that really lets you go to an extra level of depth, being able to tune every input and output, and especially the mic level, the more technical things like noise gate and side tone that affect how loud you have to talk and how much of your voice you hear. But all those things are very tunable within the software now too.
Okay.
We also not only updated the software, it still works with both A40s and A50s, well, the mix amp technically in the A50s, but the software actually now runs natively on the Xbox Live dashboard.
Right. So talk about that, because there's some changes. There's things that you cannot do on the Xbox front versus the actual full-fledged software that you can get either in the Windows Store.
It's pretty
Mac.
similar.
Yeah.
The interface is a little bit different because you're using a controller, obviously, but in terms of being able to create your own EQ profiles, tune all your mic settings, tune your noise gate, side tone stuff.
But no firmware updates.
That's the one thing that you can't do through the console.
Through the console,
exactly. But otherwise, I think we're really the first headset company to have an audio tuning app at this depth that's actually running natively on the dashboard. And it's really nice because right now you have to take your headset and your base station, plug it into your PC, make your adjustments, come back to your console, and now you can just do it right on the Xbox, which is so much
it's really cool. So all the changes thus far has been fantastic. So one of the questions I wanted to definitely get in here is the audio version, right? Because I still see in the community there's like, what's the difference between the audio version 1 versus the version V2? So for the individuals who are still trying to understand what that's about.
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I mean, I do think part of it is just a component level change, right? It's a better driver. It's a better tuning to the driver. So I think part of it is just how we engineer the product. But I do think part of it is how we process the audio signal in and out through our DSP, and again, how we've kind of optimized it for this spatial audio delivery. In doing that and removing some of the legacy Dolby technology in some ways and going to this more modern version, the whole thing is just a lot cleaner and brighter. So I just think the core processing that we're doing and kind of the under the hood engineering essentially is just a lot cleaner now. So that's really helped to make this a really great. I really think it's the best sounding A50 we've ever made by far. It's noticeable.
At first glance, I thought it was an A40. It had this weird look to it. And I'm like, but once you get a closer look, you're like, oh wow. So that was incredible, and also the color aesthetic that you chose is neutral versus some of the other previous generations.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I think in the last generation, the PlayStation 1 was black and blue, and the Xbox One was really gray and green, and there were definitely some people on the Xbox side who would have preferred to have a black headset. That weren't shy about telling us that. So yeah, I think we chose to go with colorways that are a little more to the black for each thing, and then obviously as we look down the road, doing new colorways or working with partners on colorways, I think has always been part of our business. So likely we'll do some fun things like that in the future as well. But I think we have a nice base platform to build from.
Okay, and then. The other thing I wanted to mention also is, did you guys make any adjustments to the inputs on the base station itself? Were there any changes?
Good question.
Did you guys move things around?
That's actually all pretty much the same in terms of what we did. There's always been an optical input and an optical pass-through, USB for power, and some audio functions. It operates as a USB sound card, obviously, on PC, so it's really enumerating as a true sound card type device. There's a switch on the back that'll take you between the PlayStation mode and the PC mode, or Xbox mode and PC mode. But no, in terms of what we're doing fundamentally going in and out of it, it's still the same. And the consoles are still work the same way.
Right.
And PCs do too, ultimately. So we're basically taking in audio any way you could deliver it from those devices.
Right. Yeah. So pictures pictures don't always give the full, size of the things, right? The base is pretty small.
Yep.
So for the individuals who are concerned about real estate for their desk,
Yep.
at office or, media room and stuff like that. Touch on that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think it needed to be something that was a little bit. We needed to convey more information. We needed to make the headset dock into this thing better, and then I think we needed something that looked a little bit less intrusive. So just shrinking the whole thing down, it really got taller to better house.
Was it difficult to do that?
Station. Yeah, I would say that engineering-wise, figuring out how to get this thing to dock into the base station is actually really tricky. And if you look at it, you'll see that it's carved out in a very certain way to fit the frame of the headset to really guide it into place. Magnets that also help to lock it into place. But it's hard doing charging bases. A lot of people do stands because
Right.
it's a lot easier to just hang it on something and get
Right,
it to
right.
work. So I think the base presents the product in a really nice way.
Yeah.
And I think we can give a lot more information back to the user by having a base because we can have lights and do a lot more stuff there. But yeah, it's always the simple things that or the things that look simple that
Right.
aren't. And
Right.
yes, getting that thing to sit just right on the base station was one of the biggest challenges we had with this product. So yeah.
Okay, so as we wrap, is there anything that I didn't mention that you wish I mentioned before we close out? I know we're going to do availability and all those things, but
Yeah, I mean, I think you really hit on all the big stuff. I think we're obviously, we're excited about the future generations of consoles. We're really thinking about that and how
Absolutely.
these products are going to work. And so that's a lot about this move to spatial audio, Yeah, and I think that this is, like I said, I really think it's the best sounding A50 we've ever developed. And I think when you use it, if you're a user of the previous ones, it's pretty noticeable.
yeah.
And then I think the mic improvements really were the other huge thing. And then the wireless. I mean, we really did touch on everything. You
Yeah,
did a good job.
awesome,
Yeah.
awesome. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And
Thank
where
you.
can we find you and Astro and all the wonderful things that you guys are working on? right
Yeah,
now?
I mean, Astro is obviously at Astro Gaming across all social platforms. And then this product is available for pre-order right now on our website, which is just at www.astrogaming.com. Obviously, Amazon, Best Buy, GameStop all sell this product for us as well. International availability as well. It's available in Europe and Australia and all over the world. $299 pre-order right now. Pre-orders should ship by the end of July, and you'll see product on shelf in that range into probably early August, depending on where you live.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome, Aaron, man. Enjoy your birthday.
Yeah,
Thank you so much,
thank
man.
you. Appreciate it.
Pleasure,
Good to
man.
see you as always.
Good
Yeah,
to see
yeah.
you.